What is up? Good morning, good people. This is Views from the 22 live on the scene. True Man, False World reporting live from the scene. We got DVR Czar Trav in the building. Good morning, sir. How you doing, man?
Man, everything good, man. Week 3 is here. Boy, we got some things, especially this injury report. It's looking like a Pro Bowl out here, but hey, man, it's week 3, man. Let's get this thing going, man. We ain't gonna keep y'all here long.
So, starting off week three, real quick wrap up of week two. Week two, we had a lot of massive upsets and things like that happened. So shouts out to the upsets. We'll talk about the fantasy stuff a little bit later in the show. But I gave y'all some really good fantasy, some good fantasy advice last week that maybe made y'all, maybe $100 or so. But I mean, it's a start.
Let me borrow 20.
Yeah, right. That's
Cash
all
out.
it is. Yeah,
Contenders 10.
yeah. So with that being said, his cash app is contenders 10. Go ahead and shoot him 10. So but with that being said, first things first. Um, as he said, injury report this week is a little bit massive. We got some big names on there, from a lot of teams. So there's gonna be some things that are gonna be changing offensively, defensively for some teams this week. Um, Biggest turnarounds, takeaways from week two was still in the first quarter of the season. So everybody relax. We got players that are gonna be coming back from injury coming up here in the next 4 weeks. The PU, the first round of your pup list will be active week 5 and week 6. So be ready for that. So it's some teams that's going to be getting some weapons back offensively and defensively. So just be ready for that. We still got players out there who haven't signed contracts. We still got a lot going on. So just be patient. So Trav, we're gonna open it up with an opening topic. So we've been having a ongoing thing talking about quarterbacks and things like that and everything else, when it comes down to it. So just something just interesting that I think that we haven't really expanded upon, recently. And me and Trav were talking about it before the show. How many quarterbacks do you guys remember that have left organizations in situations where they, ended up going to another organization, either winning the title or just went to another organization in general? And a lot of the big name quarterbacks that y'all would think, majority of them ended up going to another team at some point in their career. You got exceptions to the rule. Elway is one of the exceptions to that rule. But even Brett Favre wasn't drafted by the Green Bay Packers; he's drafted by Atlanta.
Yep.
Um, let's not make any mistake about it. Steve Young was the number one pick of a supplemental draft, not a number one pick in a draft. These aren't traditional things that happen. So all that to say, and we're bringing it back full circle. The organizations that invested into their quarterbacks most of the time got something out of it. So Trav, let's start with, you made a really good point when you said, we were talking about Elway, we talked about Terry Bradshaw, we talked about Pittsburgh in general. Pittsburgh has 6 rings, and those 6 rings are compiled into 2 quarterbacks,
Yep.
Big Ben and Terry Bradshaw. Pittsburgh has only had 3 head coaches
3 head coaches in their career.
in their entire organization's existence. So you say the quarterbacks with the longest tenures, they have the longest tenure, some of the longest tenure head coaches. That's what stability in an organization is supposed to look like. Head coaches are investments. Quarterbacks are investments. So whatever head coach you pick, that head coach needs to be on the same investment path as the quarterback is, damn near. Because the quarterback and the head coach are always going to be married when it comes to success. Trav?
That is true. That is so true. Like you said, it's just not too many of them that's out there. But in today's generation with these young quarterbacks, it's such a microwave and a comparable league. They want you to get it right then and there. It's not a lot of patience at this point. Case in point, Carolina and that hellhole down there. I mean, we go. Bryce Young he's out there now. I mean, he can't. He's not. Me personally, he may want to find somebody that's going to accept him. That's going to be patient with him also, and give him the help that we need. And you know what? We always scream quarterbacks need help. Quarterbacks need help. And I seen something and I got to thinking, I said, okay, yes, quarterbacks need help. But people always think of the help being the skill position. Oh, that ain't the help that you may want to need, that you need. The help that a quarterback need when they say quarterback need help immediately, it's not the skill position. It's them front five uglies up front. Quarterback got time to do what he need to do. That's all right there. And they don't get enough credit at this point. Of course, we look at the ratings and all that stuff like that, but the offensive line is the key to life for a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Key to life. Um, I see. I was watching. I think I was watching Marshawn Lynch and Mike Robinson. They was talking, and they were saying like, man, the quarterbacks or the running backs, they hang out with certain people. They either hang out with their offensive linemen, they either hang out with their defensive players, or they hang out with other folks. The last people they say is like wide receivers. With that being said, again, the front line for all these quarterbacks, they're just looking at a quarterback skill set and being like, oh, he can throw, he can do this. But in order to do that, you got to have time to do that, to get that off. And that's where Carolina is going to struggle at. Until they fix that up front, Carolina is not going to be it. And there's a lot of other places. Chicago is next. Everybody got on Justin Fields and he need this and he need that. It ain't and now you got Caleb. He getting smacked in the face now. It is not about the offensive skill set, the skill players. You got to get that front line. If that front line holding like red toilet paper, you're not gonna have enough time. You need at least what, 3 seconds? At least 3. Them folks not getting 3. They get 1.5, 2. 2 at the most. So yes, these and if you look at those quarterbacks that we did mention, notice offensive line is key to them. They held up. So Jern, take it away. But again, like I said, offensive line is key, man.
Well, at some point, you got to be able to protect the quarterback. And at another juncture, you got to be able to run the ball. And Carolina can't do either.
Can't do nothing.
So if you can't protect the quarterback or you can't run the ball, like say what you want to say about Houston, but the reason why Houston's rebuild came a little faster is because they were able to stop the run at some juncture. They were able to run the ball at some juncture, but also they figured out how to protect the quarterback. They start investing a little bit more into protecting the quarterback. Those are the things that matter in football. That's why the quarterback position is so big. Protect the quarterback, get the quarterback on the ground, or obscure or for the lack of better terms, maybe what we need to do is make it harder for the quarterback to complete a pass. So that's where cornerbacks and other defenders come into play. But a good secondary is still only as good as its pass rush.
That is true.
A good pass rush is a good pass rush, no matter if they can stop the run or not. The coach have shown you that. There are teams that are built to play from ahead. There are teams that are built to play from behind. The thing that we need to remember is balanced football is what is going to win and persevere majority of the part of the season. That's the reason why being in the pocket as a quarterback is the most important thing, because you operate and your job is strictly from the pocket for the reason because that's where everything is the most protected. That's where everything is the base in the ground and of every formation starts in the pocket. You give the running back the ball in the pocket. Hell, you drop back into the pocket. 3-step drop is in a pocket. The way that the offensive line fans out creates a pocket. So what you're supposed to do is operate from that area. Operating from that area and giving your team play in and play out the best opportunity to win. But you can't do that if you don't have the right people. And most importantly, you can't do that if you don't got the right coach. So head coaching matters in this league, less respected as it does. And to everybody out there who, thinks that, head coaches are just gonna go out here and, every head coach can win in this organization or that. No, every head coach can't, because the head coaches in this league right now are struggling with Andy Reid and an offense that it's not about stopping it. It's about being able to play 60 minutes and play through their spurts. We have yet to see a team that has played through their spurts better than the teams that have beat them. So we're going to move on real quick. Fantasy update. Last week I told y'all, I said, hey, take Cleveland, the money line. I said, take Vegas. You can also take the money line. But on top of them two teams, I also said the Saints, and you could take the spread or the money line. Well, not only did these folks cover the spread, they hit the money line. So if you just put them three in and you bet one or the other or both, you won. So congratulations to you for paying attention. So for this week, for fantasy, I like Cleveland again this week for both against the Giants. Over the spread is -6.5. So it's saying basically Cleveland needs to win by a touchdown. I believe they win by 10 today. Vegas and Carolina. Vegas is 5.5. 5.5 for the 5.5, and you could take the money line, or you could take the 5.5. I believe they cover by at least 10 as well. And my last game is Tampa and the Broncos. I believe Tampa covers by 10 points or more. 6.5 points or the money line. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Trav, anything you want to add to that?
Man, Tampa, we need to win this one. We need to win this one. We going to, but is they coming to Tampa? Or we going to Denver? I ain't got my shit.
I believe Denver is coming to Tampa.
Yeah, take that. No Diddy. No baby oil.
Well, there goes the show already. Y'all have a nice Sunday. Now, uh, so the injury report for the week,
Oh,
we
it's an
got pretty much
all-star cast.
for San Francisco, McCaffrey, Debo, and Kittle are out. For
Dude,
Houston,
hold up. How can your top 3 players be on the? Oh Lord, that is some week 3 stuff for you right there. San
let's
Francisco.
see.
Who do they play? They play the Rams.
Yep. Cooper Cup is out too.
Cooper
And
Cup.
so is so it's Cooper Cup is out.
Puka Nakua's out. He's on
Nakua is out.
IR.
So it is what it is. For Tampa, Vita Vea and Winfield are not playing, along with the right tackle, Luke Gardner. Houston, both of their 2 stud running backs, Joe Mixon and Damian Pierce, are both. Well, Joe Mixon's out for sure. Damian Pierce is doubtful. Philly, AJ Brown will miss another week of football. Pittsburgh, interesting. Russell Wilson is potentially is going to miss his 3rd game in a row. So we said a minor calf strain or whatever the case is. I know Pittsburgh is playing with house money right now because they're, technically 2-0, and they probably didn't feel like they would be here in this point of the season. But you traded for this guy, not him. Excuse me. You signed this guy.
And what's the potential? And what's the start?
Correct. So when are we going to see what the offense looks like with him? Because Fields still looks like he's not prepared. So we'll be looking at those things moving forward in days to come. For Cleveland, David Njoku is out. Chicago, we got Keenan Allen being out. Also with a heel injury. Pittsburgh, also Isaac Samalu is out. Minnesota, Jordan Addison. Let's see. Is anybody else?
What's the word on Jefferson?
Jefferson will play today as well.
Good stuff.
So you don't have to worry about Justin Jefferson for your fantasy people. And Kenneth Walker from Seattle is out. On some positive news, though, Jordan Love is probable. He may play today. So for all my Green Bay people out there, if Jordan Love plays today, be ready. But otherwise, you guys should be a heavy, heavy diet of running the ball.
What time their game? Is there a 12 game or there a 3 game?
Which one?
Green Bay.
A 1 game.
Okay. I don't think he's gonna play them. I don't think Jordan Love will play.
Let's see. Games of the week. We got Houston versus Minnesota. They're giving 1.5 to Houston. Over under is 46.5. I'm not gonna lie. I like the over here. I do think that Houston's defense is going to be the key to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Houston over Minnesota and give me a score of 30-27.
Dude, Nico, I didn't know he was a Megatron type of character the way he is, man. Quiet, but man, when he get the ball, he's a giant amongst them guys out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was like. I mean, of course you hear about him and stuff like that, but I didn't know he was like that though. He is like that. I'm picking Houston on that. I was thinking about that one because Minnesota can sneak in and get one. They sneak in and get one because of the respect of Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon makes that he does make Houston balanced. He makes them balanced to where you got to be like, oh, do I got to stop him on the run? Do I got to stop him on the pass? But I still think that Houston can do enough to cover that as far as offensive balance, and
Hmm.
their defense can hold up against theirs. Yeah, Justin Jefferson, you got to put two bodies over there. You got to account for him. But
Yep.
can that quarterback get it to those wide receivers like he needs to the others? And can Minnesota defense hold Houston? I don't think they can. So I'm going Houston on that myself. So
Okay. Next game, we got Philly versus New Orleans. They're giving New Orleans 2.5
oh,
points. Over under is 49.5. I'm taking New Orleans.
I'm taking Voodoo Village, and I don't. And y'all know I do not like them. I don't like them, but that recipe, what they put on Dallas, is a recipe that can go a long way, especially into December and January.
Hmm.
Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You have one of the most elite running backs back there that can do it all. You ain't putting David Carr in danger. Just let him do what he do. 10 to 15 intermediate passes, move the ball down the field, 6 or 7 play drives. Then you get Shaheed catching one of them safeties by himself, get you a good 60-yard touchdown. But Alvin Kamara still he contract year, right?
Something like that.
Kamara stay healthy. He's showing why he need his money.
So now I'm gonna pick the last game of the week. We only gonna do three this week. We got Baltimore and Dallas. We got the Ravens getting
Oh,
1.5. Over under is 47.5. I'm picking Dallas this week. I think Dallas can beat this Ravens team. I think that they can have enough explosive plays on offense to make this work. I think the key thing is if the Ravens are having the offensive line woes that people are trying to say that they are, I feel like Dallas can expose those woes. Now, does that mean that Lamar can't get out of sacks? No. Does that mean that it's going to be perfect? No. I'm simply picking the Dallas Cowboys to win this game because I think with the spread being where it is and where everything is, like with both teams' sense of where they are right now, you're coming off a deflating loss to the Raiders. If you're Baltimore, you're 0-2. 0-2 in a situation where you probably didn't expect to be 0-2 at this point in the season. You really can't afford to go 0-3.
I'm not picking nobody. I'm just gonna be in views for the 22 group, seeing the smack talk and everything go down in there because these two fan bases is something else. These two fan
Mm-hmm.
bases are oh my god, it's unbelievable. And look who we have here, Jern. Look who just decided just to he come from Mars, now he got NASA shirt on. Look at
Listen,
this guy.
sometimes you just gotta pop out and show niggas.
Hey, that's what
Mm.
he said. That's what he said in the dressing room, didn't he?
Wow, that's what kind of energy. They not like us, huh? Well, they're not. So, MJ, you got any predictions that you got for this week?
I just came to fellowship with y'all, man. I don't want to spoil people because I don't know when I'm gonna be in and out of here. Life has been life in a great way. So the less you see of me, just know the better I'm doing. So
So today
But
he ain't doing good, y'all.
I got
I'm just
one. I
playing.
got one for you though, Jern. I mean, not Jern, but MJ. Here's the thing: you got to pick one. I'm not picking it, but I'm gonna let
I
you
got
pick.
to go
Yes,
ahead.
you got to pick it. I'm not doing it. This is kind of like the game that we play in 94 Feet of Life.
You're
But
not.
I don't. But who you got between Dallas and Baltimore?
Damn. Okay. I didn't even let me warm up or nothing, huh? No Netflix, like just
Nope.
right. Huh? Y'all just gonna treat me like the random thought? Okay.
That happened.
Treated me like a combat horror. Okay, cool.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go Baltimore only because they need it more. 0-2 and 1-1 are two different avenues to be able to navigate.
Yep.
Baltimore needs that more because 0-3 you got questions. 1
Well,
and 2.
you have questions at 0-2 as well. But I think the bigger thing too is the division.
Yeah.
That's like literally that's 3 games back almost in the division, it feels like.
Super facts.
And you already can't beat Pittsburgh in the division too. So you looking at a situation where you're probably going to be favored to lose in both of those games as well. So even with all that being said, it's just so many things that this game is about. Like for both of these teams, for Dallas, this is a quality win that you need to be chasing because you're gonna get Baltimore's A minus B plus game at the very minimum.
Correct.
Because Baltimore doesn't play below a B.
No, well, what you see is what you get out of Baltimore, and they do it great. They do it great. They do what they do. Now, unfortunately, it has yet to show it to be a formula for a championship, but what they do. And from a regular season standpoint, it's usually successful. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Baltimore, obviously they have their flaws, but they just play some tough teams. I think if we line up half, I ain't gonna say half, I'll say if we line up 70% of the teams who had to play the first 2 games that they played, they probably will be on 2-2.
The only problem with the Raiders game, I feel like too, is I feel like too many missed opportunities in that game.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. But see, Baltimore is one of those teams, they can win any game, they can lose any game. Because their styles make fights. They're a physical team. Physical teams are either gonna get in or they're gonna get in and get it done or they're not. And that's the thing. Either they get hit or they do the hitting. So for them, it's about that. If you match their physicality, you got a chance to beat them. That's the thing for Dallas. Dallas has to match the physicality from snap 1 to snap 100. If you do that, you'll be there at the end. That's it. That's all.
Well, the one thing that I will say about Dallas is that at some point, everybody just got to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Dallas is not going to be taken serious until there is new ownership or the owner lets the front office and the coaches do what they do best. If you hire them, you should let them do what they do. Because the thing about it is, when it comes to dynasties, a lot of people don't understand. The worst thing that could happen to a franchise team? Winning. Why is that the case, man? The reason why is because once you win, you feel like you have a formula in which you're going to hold on to that formula until you're no longer there. And I believe that's the issue. They're still trying to play football like it's 95.
I wish they were trying to play like it was 95 because that means they will run the ball more.
No.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying retrospect. But
Jerry Jones wants to think that he could just win it that way. and Mike McCarty want to do what he does, but there is no blend. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's
What Jared Jones need to do is sit his ass down somewhere.
he never will.
And that's his main problem, because if y'all didn't catch that video with Jamie Foxx,
I did not.
if you haven't seen it,
Uh,
go on Twitter, just type in Jamie Foxx and Jared Jones. You'll get the results from there.
Lord.
Locker room etiquette. If you never played, this goes from high school, college, pros, semis. There's certain etiquettes in life, in the locker room, that you have to apply by. You can even go to a professional game. Fellas, we are the fellas. We go to the restroom, right?
yes.
Of course, there's a line. You have like 8 stalls. Person using the restroom right here. If there's no stalls over here, you skip 2
Gotcha.
to avoid that next person.
Only right.
That's just man etiquette of locker room talk. Same way. Stall there. Yeah. Certain players do other stuff, but you don't have to do it. It's just the etiquette. Jared Jones don't know nothing about it.
No, he don't
It
care.
shows. It shows in this video. It shows in this video. It's just the language, the filterness. It's just not there. But bottom line, Dallas, this is who you are. It's not the team that don't like y'all. We don't like it. Ain't like we dislike the players. It's y'all fans and y'all owner that we don't care nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all boost this up to only get let down. And we keep telling y'all that you're going to be let down. But you just holding on to it. You trying to be that dead clock, and that dead clock, even your dead clock is wrong.
And even with you saying that, the main thing is like even how he handled the negotiations. Yes, those 2 guys end up being the highest paid players, but why do we even have to go through that point just to get it to that point?
Those are the questions that if we could answer those questions, we'd probably be sitting in the seats that we would be really sitting in.
I swear it was rhetorical. I'm just saying.
I know.
If you're trying to win, winning is a culture now. Winning is a healthy environment. Winning is bigger than what goes on the field. It has to be a healthy environment. You doing what you did with those contract negotiations, you just reminded me that this is straight business. So if this is straight business, I'm going to treat it like it's business.
If it's business, I need my money.
Not even just that. Once I clock out, I ain't worried about this job no more because it's business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got individuals, I mean, they love football, but they like, yo, this is a job now because you made it, you separated it and made it to be a job. Look at the comparison to what Kansas City has.
Yeah. I'm glad you're saying it.
I mean, because we're talking about winning, right?
Yes.
Is that not the objective?
Yeah, there you go. Keep going, because I got a question to ask you.
So look at their environment outside of football. It's an environment that is so welcoming that it brought the biggest country singer star to be a fan of it and eventually date one of the star players. It's a welcoming environment. You have a welcoming superstar. Your quarterback isn't even top 10 highest paid because he was smart enough to learn from the GOAT and say, I would rather value weapons so that we could keep winning over a number that I'm probably not going to spend anyway.
MJ, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Who is the owner of Kansas City?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Who's the owner of Dallas?
Jerry Jones. And that's the problem.
Why do we know this man more than we know this dude, but this dude over here winning?
Well, shit, we could do the same thing with any owner. All the owners that lose,
Why do we know more of Jerry Jones? This lets you know that your team is heading the wrong direction. We knowing folks in your front office more than the players that's on the field.
just views, y'all. It's just views.
So I'm gonna say this too to add to that, right? It's one of I was saying that we that I have adapted and I use a lot is one person can't be bigger than the thing. So in an organization, if the owner is bigger than the thing, if a player is bigger than the thing, then it's probably time for that player or that coach for them to be removed from what it is that's bigger than the thing or causing for lack of better terms, the resistance. The resistance that Dallas has right now currently is number one, your owner is bigger than the thing. And if he's bigger than the thing, then there's really nothing more that anybody can do to help the situation or aid it. So what you have to do is when you go to work for a guy like that, your goal is to get the most out of some players. And your goal is to get the best coaches. Your goal is to get the best front office people, the people to do the jobs that you shouldn't be doing. The best leaders don't bring in people less competent than themselves. They bring in people more competent than themselves, and they delegate them the task to figure certain things out.
If I got
We
to
have
read
yet to see. Go ahead.
if I got to read the 48 laws of power to deal with you in sports, it's a problem.
You know, that's wild, man.
What's
You
what?
know, but it's true. It's
Everybody
true.
together. What's the first law of the 48th law of power? What's the first law? Say it.
I'm not. I'll let you see.
I'm going to say it if you don't say it. So you might as well.
It's on you. It's on you.
Never outshine your master.
Dude, that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly, dude. I'm gonna
Jerry
tell
Jones
you.
going to make sure that you never outshine him. So yes, I am going to give you this contract, but I'm going to make it look like I gave you this contract, and I am the person that gave you this contract because you can't outshine me.
I'm finna tell you. There's only in football. There's only 4 owners that I know. It's Arthur Blank, it's Jerry Jones, there's Robert Kraft,
Him.
and you got shoot, maybe 3. Well, no. Al Davis. Gotta know Al Davis. Gotta know his. If you don't know, you gotta know Al Davis. Gotta know Al Davis. Those the only ones that I know. I'm a Tampa fan. I don't forgot them folks. But it's crazy that you know your owner more than your own team. Kraft, of course, we wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known too much of Kraft, but shit, you win 6 of them and they on stage all the time. You're gonna know him.
Yeah.
Blank got money. Arthur Blank got money. We know him. Al Davis basically revolutionized football at the owner's position. He's a part of history, so you got to know Al Davis. But we know Jerry Jones for basically running this ship at Dallas, and he Ross Perot partner. Why do we know this man more? Again, He's pimping the first law of the 48 laws of power. He's pimping it. Why you got your money? Oh, Jerry Jones gave it to me. Why the hell I need to know about Jerry Jones about getting your money?
So
Dallas.
if we're doing that from a contractual situation, how do you think it's going to carry over on the field?
On the field, everybody are yes men.
Or if you're not a yes man, guess what he does to you? Even if you win, it's already been shown. He gets you up out of there.
He get you out of there. Jason Garrett still saying yes to this man to this day, and he's on CBS now.
You are diabolical. Wow. Are you serious?
I'm just telling the truth.
No. We've opened the platform for it. This is the year of the truth. So
It got to be told, man. I mean, and like I said, it's not the players. That's the issue with this Dallas Cowboys team. It is your owner and the fan base, the delusional fan base. Stephen A. Smith says a lot of ridiculous stuff, but he is dead on money when he says that it's not the team that we're against. It's your owner and the fan base. You can blow this world up today. It's three things that's going to be still running around when the world blows: roaches, rats, and Cowboy fans.
And with that, we getting ready to wrap up the show because this man here, crazy.
it's my fault.
Roaches, rats, and Cowboy fans is absurd. Like what? All right.
It's
Any final thoughts, MJ?
no. I came. I just came here to show some love to my people. I'll probably be back at some point. I don't know when, but wanted to chop it up with y'all, man. I ain't seen y'all in a while, man. On live, so
Absolutely.
Well, Trav, any final thoughts for you?
Man, just enjoy week 3A of 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern. We will be 94 Feet of Life. We'll be doing a preview of the women's playoffs. We're gonna get back in motion on that. So hopefully we'll see MJ back on there. Myself, Big Shot, J Ham, Worldwide may pop in, depending on what we're doing. Hey, all of us will be back. So it's about that time of the year, man. Sports is getting rolling, man. Again, enjoy week 3. Enjoy the new content that's fixing to get ready to come out again with 94 Feet and Views. Got more stuff coming. So, hey, man, I'm here for it.
So, final thoughts. Number 1, make sure that you do not find yourself in a trap of trying to listen to these debate shows and enjoying to debate rather than enjoying to actually learn something about why your team lost. Because there's always a reason why your team lost. That's not a hot take. Sometimes the hot take is not why they lost. They lost because fundamentally it was something else. The second thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to enjoy football Sunday as if it's week 3 and stop being so over sensitive and overcritical. Wait till at least week 8 for that. We can, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here. I will be your licensed therapist. It just is what it is. But with that being said, that's Trav. That was MJ. This is Jern, True Man, False World, reporting live from the scene. We gone.